Disclaimer. This video and all its contents are Ngozi's opinion and that of some people who contributed. We're all entitled to our opinions, so enjoy.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Ngee Home Show. And today's episode, I'm calling Things That We Have Learned, or the top 10 things that we're learning while on lockdown. And this is inspired by a post that Dr. Seun did last week. I was so inspired and I just thought, oh my goodness, there's so many things happening now. The president has extended this stay home for another 2 weeks. And people were just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And there's two schools of thought. There's should we stay home and stop the spread of this thing and actually stay home, and not just this stay home for fun and actually don't stay home, but stay home and flatten the curve. But people are hungry. They say boys are hungry. There's civil unrest in certain places. Or do we toe the line of herd immunity, which is just resume business as usual? Some people will catch it, some won't. Some will pass away, some won't. Most will get cured or will survive because of, if we look at the death rates versus the tested people. But it's a very tough decision to make, and I don't envy the leaders of the world at this time who have to make these decisions. But don't go anywhere. I'm going to dial Dr. Seun in, and we're going to have a really fun conversation. Thank you. Hi, Seun.
Hi.
I mean, Dr. Seun. Thank you so much for joining me on this Ngee Home Show. Why am I doing it with air quotes? No, it's the Ngee Home Show. I'm going to own it.
How's
it going?
Good.
Are the boys asleep and everything now?
I don't know. They're upstairs.
As long as they stay upstairs, we're okay.
Exactly.
So I want you to introduce yourself, because this is Dr. Seun. It's not by coins. My mom wanted me to be a doctor. I could not read it. So if you have done it, please own it. Please introduce yourself in any way you want to.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Dr. Seun. I know that in this season you're wondering if I'm out there fighting COVID. I'm not a medical doctor. I love them all very dearly. They're doing an amazing job, but no. I'm just called a doctor because I have a PhD.
Oh, it's PhD. Well, damn.
I'm learning
why, but I'll sound like an illiterate. So you did masters and you thought, let me just continue.
I wish I could explain it to you, but it just happened.
Well, good for you, though. Good for you. So this episode, I've entitled "Things We've Learned According to Dr. S."
Hey,
and I came across your post on Instagram, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to get in touch with you, and I really want us to discuss this list. I want to call it a top 10 because I like lists, even though there were more than 10, but we're going to do it very quickly so that people can get on with their lives. But I thought it was really important. And this is Dr. Seun's handle on Instagram. It's right there on the screen for you guys to see. All right. So we'll start with number 1. And the first one was, control is such an illusion. And, first of all, guys, let me say that this is stuff we know. But there's something you see it again, you're like, oh, crap. Control is an illusion. That's what people talk about, people that have planned weddings. What were you thinking when you wrote that?
So for me, to be honest, that was meant to be the post. It was meant to be just that, which is why the main picture had that in it.
Yeah, like the plane's grounded.
Do an entire post on it. So I've kind of always had that thing in my head about how we live our lives assuming that we have control, assuming that we're in control of everything that happens. So you make all these interesting plans, 5-year goal, 10-year goal, believing that as you set the goal is how it's going to happen, right? And here's the thing. A lot of us, or a lot of people, mistake free will for control.
Free will for?
Control. You have free will to react, to plan, to do the things that you want to do the things that you think will result in whatever plan it is or whatever goal that you've made.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the person who has control is God, Allah, whoever it is that you believe in, the universe, whatever it is, right? You do not have control. Who would have thought as of February 1st that the entire world was going to be on lockdown?
Somebody would have said, so they have to postpone the Olympics. You'd have been like, they're not going to play Champions League. You'd have been like, what is it that will happen?
Are you kidding me? Who would have thought? But here's the thing. I'm not saying don't make plans. We can't just leave free fall. You don't know what's going to happen.
No, we have to plan. But
plan in the way where you understand, or plan in a way where you're bendable. So you understand that certain things may or may not go according to your plan. And you leave it in the hands of God, because ultimately He's the one who's in control.
Yeah.
You cannot, and that's what I see with a lot of people, especially in this pandemic. You're trying to control this chaos.
But you can't.
That you've never experienced before. You have no clue what's going on. Nobody does, right? How do you want to control that? How do you want to, we're in this pandemic. Now is the time for you to plan to make money, 1 billion tomorrow. Ma?
Ma?
Like, look.
Because, and I love control is an illusion, because it leads me indeed to the point 2 that you made, is that while you're now trying to control everything and you acquire and you do this and da. Number 2, we need little to survive.
Look,
and again, we know this.
We know it. But when you are forced to, when your freedom is taken away from you, it's not because you've gone to jail or because it is because it just is what it is. It's just what needs to be done. You start to put things in perspective. Whatever amount of money I spent on bag or shoe or whatever, here I am in my house.
You can't wear it.
I can wear it. I can get dressed in my house. But the point is, I'm not wearing it anyway.
And post it online for us to see.
Do you get what I mean? We in the grand scheme of things, are very. I mean, I know that this is difficult to say in Nigeria. Our basic needs are not a lot.
Our what?
Right? Basic needs. Basic needs are luxury in Nigeria. I know
luxury,
that. But in the grand scheme of things,
electricity, those basic
water, electricity, a roof over your head.
Yeah.
You are actually going to be okay. You don't even need that much food.
We're going to get to number 3 in a second.
Right.
But before we jump to number 3, I wanted to, so just finish on that point, because when we say we need very little to survive, it's not going to stop people. We're still going to keep, once this thing is over, the way people will just bounce back as if.
Now, we'll forget.
It's just bad. Like the next night, like.
When I say things like this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend, or you shouldn't treat yourself, or you shouldn't do the things that you want to do. I mean, that's part of life, and that's part of experiencing life and all of that. But ultimately, just know at the back of your mind that it is not a need. A lot of the things that we do is just things that we want to do. It's not a need. You're not going to die. If you don't watch Netflix, you're not going to die.
It's tough.
Of course it is tough, because you have been conditioned to, it didn't take you one day to get here. When we're growing up, we had to wait until 4 p.m. to watch TV.
I told my son, and he was looking at me like, when you're done lying, let me know.
The same way he's going to tell his own kids one day that, there was a time when we were locked up at home for 6 weeks, and you're going to be like,
why
did you lie?
Were you in jail? Which is, so then let's jump quickly to number 3. You eat way too much. And I want to testify, because before the lockdown, I work 9 to 5. I get up in the morning, I grab my coffee, make my coffee, and I'm gone. Yeah. Chances are I don't have breakfast at home. In the office, I may munch on a snack or something, but for the most part, and then I may not have lunch, or I may some days. And I come home and I have dinner and I'm good. Now, I'm eating 4 hexagonal meals a day.
Yep. Plus snacks in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too much.
It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing, right? The food is there. You feel like you have nothing else to do with your time. It's comforting, right? You're trying to comfort yourself by eating. But again, when you think about other people who do not have, you realize that for a lot of people in Nigeria, it is 010, 001, or
number of meals that they've
rationing, right? But again, look, we've never been in this situation before where you've literally had to stock up and then realize that this food, the president just announced a further 2-week lockdown. So technically the food that you're buying needs to last you as long as possible, right? But everybody is just trying to deal with this thing as best as they can. For a lot of people, it is turning to food. Because I've seen people...
Our advice is what? Close your mouth.
Say, look, move your head. No. When the fridge calls you, social distance from your fridge. Look, I'm reminding people that, we're going to get through this, right? And everybody's making plans. Once we get out of this thing, oh my God, all the lunch dates that I never went for, I'm going to go, all the meetings, all the...
space in your stomach.
There will be, no. There will be space in your stomach because your stomach could have expanded. There will be space. Guess what? You're not going to be able to leave your house because your clothes ain't going to fit.
Oh my goodness. No. And it's so weird how these points, so control is such an illusion. 2, we need little to survive. 3, we eat too much. I want to go to the one I call number 4. We are incredibly selfish. A friend of mine was doing the whole part of I want to give back. And the person made food packs to go and distribute.
Yeah.
And there was a long line. And she looked and said, okay, based on what I have, I think I'll give everybody. And suddenly the thing, there was unrest and people started to agitate. And the people at the back started skipping. And I said, if that isn't selfishness. Because for you, what if the food finishes before it gets to me? So let me get instead of you.
So for me, when I wrote that point, I had a couple of conversations with people and I'd seen certain things that kind of still mind-blowing for me. And it was from people like you and I, people in our own social circle, I could call it, right? How we've taken care of our own family. My family is safe. We're isolating. But you still have your staff coming and going.
That one I don't understand.
So for me, is it how selfish are you? How do you think that makes any sense?
So your point is, why are they coming and going? They need to stay in their homes.
Why are they coming and going? Why? And look, I get it. If you cannot, there's certain people who can't function without having staff.
They can't function without domestic staff, no.
Keep them in your home. Because the fact that they're coming and going means you're exposing your family, which you think you're isolating, you're exposing them and the rest of their community as well.
I can't believe anybody's actually doing that.
Oh, there are many, Ngozi. There's another point there that I said that we have all lost our minds. That's it. Yeah.
That is number 4. Number 5. Oh my goodness. And I think it was when I got to this one that I was like, I'm gonna need to call her. External validation is what we live for. Now more than ever, where you can't see people in person, so everything is online.
Yep.
Everything. Yep. Show all the challenges. Even though some of us are just being goofy, most of us just kind of want to show off something. What's that one where they put the powder brush and...
Yeah, so here's the thing. External validation in general has kind of gone crazy in the last couple of years, especially with social media, such that you find that people don't even realize that they're waiting for somebody else to say, you are great, you've done a great job, you have 1 million likes or 1,000 comments or whatever. Some people don't even, you find that if you pay attention to popular, in quote, Instagram pages where they talk about daily issues and stuff like that, and you read the comments, you find that, look, once one person makes a comment or once a few comments go in a certain direction, everybody follows in that direction.
Yes. Because God forbid.
No one wants to speak their minds. Because
there are people that will, but you're right. For the most part, everyone will just kind of...
So if everybody goes this way and you come with your own comments and they're just like, say what now?
Ekbele, is your own door.
Do you get what I mean? You're looking for...
But why do you think that is the case? Because there must be again, we all know it. When people tell you look nice, when people it validates us as people. So I just wonder why on this lockdown it's a different...
I don't have any issues with external validation. But when your entire life is dependent on it and you cannot pat yourself on the back and say...
when the entire life is dependent on external validation, You need to rethink it.
You need to rethink it. If you cannot, if you, otherwise you're never going to be able to do anything on your own without needing, because guess what? If you now start to do certain posts or certain things and you don't get as many likes or you don't get as many comments, you then start to question your entire existence.
Your entire existence. I like that we're talking about external validation, because when we go into this number 6, which I think is the one external validation that I don't mind, is that hugs, you wrote it, number 6, hugs are a thing.
I put it that I'm struggling with it a little bit. I'm not a hugger. Right?
I am the chief president, Dean Emeritus of Gum Body Association.
I'm not, but in this, so I've been on lockdown longer than most people, longer than before even Lagos State announced.
Same here, because I traveled, so I wasn't allowed to even go back to work.
But I'm starting to understand the little. Actually, it's not little, the big impact that a hug, a lunch date, hanging out with your friends or family or whoever, it does go a long way. There are many times when I've sat in my house and I've had a conversation with somebody and I'm just like, oh my God, I can see how this conversation would have ended if I was with you in person, would have hugged it out or whatever. And I'm not, and it's worse because for me personally, I'm not a hugger, but I have gum body children. I don't know how God does these things. It's always the people
compensated
that have those children, because my kids literally are climbing in my bed. Oh, mommy, and I'm just like, okay.
I don't know how we're gonna do it. I went to see my dad before all this got all mad, and I got there and he was like, "Oh my!" And I said, "Daddy, because he's older." He said the older ones are so I didn't hug him, and he was looking at me like, "Why aren't you good?" And my heart tore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So hugs are a thing.
Yeah, hugs are a real thing. I think
human contact is a big thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. And it's gonna. I hope that we all come out of this understanding that and appreciating the people who are genuine and the good people in our lives.
Yeah, I agree. Number 7, crisis doesn't create character; it reveals it.
Yeah.
This is no, Ngozi, it's because Aza is you. Is who you are.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite quotes ever. I've always said it. And I think I wrote that point with two people specifically in mind. One is the Lagos State governor, and the second is the health minister, Professor Bayomi. Look, I've never paid much attention to the governor. I just thought he's the governor.
Yeah, he was just there for me. In fact, I didn't know where he was. First of all, election period was everywhere, popping up in roundabouts, and suddenly, poof. So yeah.
But you see, there is you cannot give what you don't have, right? Governor Sanwo-Olu is actually an incredibly brave guy. Generally, which nobody knew until this thing happened.
Who would have known?
The way that he's handled it, in fact, the two of them, I want to find how I can know them personally, because my mind is completely blown. It's almost, I keep calling him the president of Lagos, because I'm not going to wait for the entire country to do anything. I'm just going to go. Look, you can argue it and say he's not the one, it's the people around him. Whatever. The point is, you cannot do these things if you yourself aren't a great leader. And I think that a lot of people have seen his leadership skills in this season. And I honestly hope that we as a people give him a lot more support than we have before once this is over. But you can't, it's forget even the governor and the minister, even us as a people. If you are somebody who is selfless generally, you sat in your house thinking about how can I help other people? How can I give? How can I do this? If you don't have it, you just don't have it.
You don't have it. And I've seen people who just don't have it. All they want to do is exert some kind of control or the other. Yeah. And I've seen people who just want to help.
And you cannot now create a new character in the middle of chaos.
No.
You can't do it. It will just show. If you're a naturally selfish person, you're thinking about yourself, you're hoarding your food, you're thinking, look, I don't know when this is going to be over. I'm not giving anybody rice. I'm not giving my security food, whatever.
Yeah,
if
it's who you are.
Yeah.
So which jumps into number 8. And I thought this was interesting because I don't know why you wrote it. I just thought, in our social circle, We've lost our minds.
All of it.
Why?
All. Look, I think that
Who is she about to shake the table?
I think that we live in this incredibly stupid bubble. It's almost like we don't, and I don't even know what we are. Are we middle class? I don't even know what we are anymore, right?
We're in Lagos.
We are in a bubble. We are a 0.1% of the 0.1% population. This is not Nigeria. And so the way that we carry on, the way that we live our lives, assuming that this has nothing to do with us, is not, it doesn't matter what I do. Even if I get it, I'll be okay. Guess what? If the poor people get it, they will be okay because their immunity is stronger than our own.
Okay, that's the angle you're coming from. Okay.
We are the ones causing traffic on Ozumba, by the way. Where are we going? We're the ones that have now decided that, okay, our homes are not enough to exercise. We have to do it on Bagada Expressway. Why? So it was a lot of things that brought me to that point.
New workout outfits, like, am I going to wear it at home?
It's the things that people are posting. It's the way that they're reacting to it. But guess what? The biggest thing that this thing has taught us is that we're all in this together. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, we're all stuck here. You can have money in your account. You cannot go anywhere.
You can't. Yeah.
Me.
You can go nowhere.
You can even try, because guess what? You can say, I will get on my private jet and I will go. When you get to the place that you are going, they will turn you back.
Yeah, number 9, And I really want to leave this other one for number 10. Number 9, self-preservation is a skill we all need to learn. Don't let the world drag you in all directions. You can say no. The power of no. I think there's a book like that. Or the power of yes. I'm not sure. But either way, you can say no.
So
why self-preservation? Why are we talking about self-preservation on this list?
Because the way the world is set up, the world will drag you in different directions. This is what's important. This is what you need to do. This is how, this is how you should do things. This is, in abroad, where they have basic things, the world drags them in different directions. In our own time, you now have to add culture and tradition to it. It's in multiple layers, right?
Mamas.
You have to get to the point where you are it's not even selfish. It is deciding that this is what is best for me. This is what I need to be doing right now. In order for me to be useful to other people, this is where I need to be. And I'm not going to let anybody pull me in different directions. One of the first posts that I did during this thing was when I said that, please don't be under any pressure to achieve during the pandemic. You saw that post, right? And that's where all of these things came from.
Yes. Because now is the time for you to learn a new skill, to something. I said,
and I keep saying to people, look, none of us, unless you are 110 years old, none of us has ever experienced a pandemic before. So on a normal day, all of us are winging it through life. We don't know what we're doing. You now add chaos into it, a pandemic that we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know anything about this thing.
And I keep saying to people, I've had so many sessions or conversations with people over the last few days and weeks. And I say, if all you're able to do today is get up, get out of your bed and shower, you've done a good job. Don't let anybody pressure you into, by the time this is over, I would have made $10 million. You didn't do the pandemic right. You were wasting your time.
A master's degree and a PhD.
By all means, if you're capable of it, there's some people who are naturally restless, people like me.
Yeah.
But even me, there are days when all I want to do is just stay in bed. And that's okay. But if you let people put you under so much pressure, and it also goes back to needing external validation, because if somebody is making you feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not studying enough, or you're not studying or whatever, you have to be able to tell yourself, you know what, today, I'm just going to Netflix.
I think what I'll add to that is that then at the end of the day, and the reason why it's important is that you then know that it was your decision.
Yeah.
So that when things go either left or right,
I made that decision.
No. It's because you decided.
Exactly. It's really important to, and look, self-preservation takes practice. It's not something that you get to in one day or in one month. It's consistently having conversations with yourself every day to say, is this what I want to do, or is this what society is asking me to do? Or is it what other people are putting in my ears to do? And that's also why it's important to surround yourself with the right people as well, so that when you start to act wild, your friends or your family can call you and say, Ngozi, what?
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
When I see something, I'm like, oh, she doesn't have friends.
Do you know what I mean? And when you start to see, and this thing is a lot deeper. I know that I have a reputation on Instagram for shaking tables. It's not my intention, right? It's just that
it's not.
People are acting wild. It's not. I just look.
Go on.
Yeah. You kind of just need to get to that point where you're not letting people pull you in different directions, and you can make it.
That one is clear. I wasn't sure about it. Number 10, and this is testing friendship or loyalty during a pandemic is a foolish thing to do. We are all, and I want to say this about this particular point, we're all dealing with this thing in so many different ways. My cousin called me today and said, Ngozi, that the way people are just going about this thing is like, it doesn't matter to them. Another one of my little sister was saying to me, she's a health worker, and people are talking about how, oh, I can't take this. These people are dying. And somebody's like, I beg, why is she over crying? Another one, and I'm like, people are dealing differently. Do not use this time to test friendship or loyalty.
I think for me, in my own experience with this thing and just talking, so in this season, I had a friend who was in hospital for a couple of days, non-COVID related. And honestly, a lot of people had said, oh, you're not picking up calls, or you're not talking to us, but nobody knows what she's going through. But even on a not deep level, we're all dealing with this thing very differently. Some people who don't normally have anxiety all of a sudden have anxiety. People who usually have anxiety don't, because I know some people who, look, their life is already chaotic. So this is nothing new for them. They are living permanently in chaos. So that's okay, right? But there are people who, because I had panic attacks wanting to go to the grocery store for 4 days. And I just thought, wait a minute. Hey, hello, certified life coach. What, can you talk to yourself? So in those 4 days, in the days when I don't speak to nobody, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. I just don't want to. So if you're judging me based on that day, I will be a terrible friend.
Yeah.
Right? There are people who lost people. There are people who their mom or their sister or their wife or their husband is a health worker. So they're dealing with it on a different scale than you are. Every single day is for them. My husband has gone to work. He's a doctor. He's come back. I'm using one eye to look at him. Hey, are you coughing one type of way? I can't. So you kind of have to be kind to each other and understand that
my gosh,
we're all just winging this thing and we don't know. I'm not going to hold anybody. If I don't speak to my best friend in 2 days, I'm not going to think, oh, she doesn't care about me. Girl, I don't know.
No.
I don't know how she's dealing with it.
And I'm so glad this point is number 10, because in summary, be kind, guys.
No,
we're all trying our best, I believe. And if you're not trying your best, well, good for you. But we're all trying to do the best that we can. Don't use this period to judge anyone. We will all hopefully come out on the other side, and then we'll continue from there.
The world as we know it is done.
Yeah. And it can't be the same on the other side.
It cannot be the same.
People are not wearing masks normal.
We all need to be prepared to hold each other's hands as we transition into this, whatever this new world brings. Whatever it brings. And because otherwise what would happen is that you will lose a lot of your good friends if you judge them in this season. Yeah.
My goodness. And this is how I said, oh, this episode, 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was telling you earlier that the list is even longer. I just haven't posted.
Oh my God. I might split it into two. Seun, thank you so much. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you, really. Don't stop writing, guys. This is Seun's Instagram handle. She doesn't post that often. It's not like me that I've started posting. You see, because she's a deep thinker. She has to think about it.
It's not deep thinking. Sometimes my posts, they're not as deep. But here's the thing, and it goes back to that external validation thing. My page is private. So honestly,
it's a private page.
It is a private page.
Good. So she gonna have to select you. You know, she can't just.
I don't require 10,000
to
get my points across.
Yeah.
Do you know? You knew me from the time of Swiss Golding when I was dragging.
Yes.
People who would do the screenshots will do the screenshots. I get it out there. So yeah, you know.
I will make a screenshot when I put out this video, just so that people can refer to the post that you wrote. But thank you so much, babe. Good luck.
Thank you for having me.
Happy quarantine, happy corona, happy everything. And I hope you all come out on the other side having learned one or two things, and most of all, just being kind to one another.
Just be kind to one another and stay at home.
I know. I mean, we have to go and buy food, but just
no. By all means, go out for essential things.
Yeah. But don't go out and just go and get together in your friend's house.
Do you understand? One of the biggest things I'm struggling with at the moment is seeing all of these businesses that are not essential services still operating. Like, who are you selling clothes to? Why?
Clothes.
Girl.
Who is buying clothes?
That's part two.
We got to do this. We'll have to do. I might be 3 on this call because I have somebody else. We will not be talking for 1 hour. Show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a good night and God bless you, babe. Thank you so much.
Stay safe.
I will. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.